take a lot. It's more so sacrifices and discipline. You gotta be very disciplined just to. I ain't gonna say box because we could get somebody on the street and just throw them in the ring, but to be like a top fighter, you gotta be very disciplined. When you take an L,
yeah.
All right, so when you not taking an L in life, you got everybody around
everybody's
you.
up.
Everybody love you.
Right.
Boom. So as you take your first L, that's when that showed like who really there for you. So,
Right. We just won, but we ain't really win nothing.
Yeah,
like, what you talking about? Like, it's just another day in the office. We got to continue to keep, working and striving hard. And
he went in Golden Glove 6 times in the same weight class. That's probably like my huge accolade for real. One of my huge accolades for real. Because that was like the main tournament I fight in for real.
the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said you're up and I'm up. You're now tuned in to the Grind Hard Dream Big Show. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, man.
My name is Shakell, the answer Daly professional fighter from Sea Pleasant, Maryland. 24 years old, making a strong name for myself.
For sure. So, like, I guess the childhood coming up in the area, like, how would you describe that to people?
The childhood growing up in Sea Pleasant it's difficult, but it ain't difficult. It was difficult on my being because I hopped off the porch at a young age, so I adapted to my environment. I'm a product of my environment. But as I got older, life started making more sense, so I started taking things a little bit more serious for real.
Got you. So, like, what were some of those, like, hobbies for you, like, coming up? Did you find yourself in, like, extracurricular activities, things like that, like school, things like that?
To be honest, I really fought. All I did was fight and probably played the game. That was probably, like, the only little hobby that I had for real was fighting and playing the game. Well, it was really playing the game. I ain't gonna say fighting a hobby, but just playing the game, trying to stay out the way for real.
For sure. So, like, I guess, like, the love of boxing, or, like, how did you find that, or did it find you?
So the love of boxing. So when I was younger, I played different sports. The first sport I ever done was gymnastics. I wish I would have stayed with gymnastics, but like going to school, like elementary, middle school, a lot of boys, they come like, that's gay. Like they called it feminine. So I switched over and was like, I'm about to play football. I became a dog at football. Then as I got older, I stopped liking team sports. Boxing, not really a team sport. It's really depending all on you. So around like 2014, that's when I like took a boxing career serious. That's when I went viral with that street fighting video around 2014. So after that, everybody's like, nah, you gotta get in the gym. You just gotta go with boxing. So ever since then, we just took off with it.
It took off with boxing. Okay. So, like, I guess, like, the early stages of that, right? Because, a lot of people watch boxing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of it myself. I know we talk all the time about it. Like, what does it really take? Because, like, you can be in the gym, put on some gloves, hit a bag or whatever, and you feel like, all right, but I'm ready.
Nah, it take a lot. It's more so sacrifices and discipline. You got to be very disciplined just to... I ain't gonna say box because we could get somebody on the street and just throw them in the ring, but to be like a top fighter, you gotta be very disciplined. So you gotta be, you gotta make a lot of sacrifices. So it's a lot like not being around people, most likely locking in the gym, training for like 3 to 4 months straight just to fight once. So that'd be like the main thing for real. And then not eating for real. I ain't gonna say not eating because it sounds like we starving, but more so like not eating big meals, not eating sweets and all that. So it's just like you gotta watch your diet, watch who you be around. You can't go out, you can't be out late at night. You gotta be in the bed probably like 10:30. So it's just a lot that come with it if you want to be a top fighter that's a boxer.
Got you, for sure. So, like, your early, I guess your early experiences with boxing, like that very first, fight that you had, amateur, things like that. Like, how did that feel for you? Like that moment where you felt like, okay, I've arrived in the sport.
So my first amateur fight was Trayvon Marshall. A lot of people don't know that, but me and him, we just started off. So it was like me and him just starting off. So it's like we both new to it. So it's like I ain't fighting nobody with too much experience. I ended up coming out with the win, but it was like, all right, I might got something here. Like I feel very talented. I feel like I can take off with it. So ever since then, we just started running off. Then we started fighting bigger opponents and opponents that been boxing longer than me. And yeah, and then I made a name for myself.
For sure. And like, because I think people look at performance and they're like, okay, fight after fight, is there something different that you do, or like what is that approach? Because a lot of people are like, okay, I may listen to my music or whatever like that to get me going. So like, what kind of keeps you grounded and motivated as you step in the ring?
So what keep me grounded and motivated, probably my past growing up, and then all the people I lost. So all the people I lost, they just keep me motivated, and I got like a tight circle, so they keep me motivated as well too. So they push me to the limit for real.
For sure. I know I had the experience of seeing you in the Golden Gloves. This was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm saying you doing your thing. Shout outs to Chaos. Shout outs to Nick, yourself, and the coach as well. Like just seeing y'all, do y'all thing. That atmosphere, man, is different.
Yeah,
that atmosphere was definitely different, man. Rosecroft pulled up and definitely saw everybody fight. I guess what it takes to be a Golden Glove champion, right? Not only once, not only twice, not only 3 times, not only 4 times, not only 5 times, but 6 times. To do it over and over again in the capacity that you've done it at. As you reflect back on it, like, what did it really take? Because that's not that many people can sit there and say something like that, man.
Yeah. It took like once again before I said it take a lot of sacrifices and hard work. So me winning the Golden Glove 6 times in the same weight class, that's probably like my huge accolade for real. One of my huge accolades for real. Because that was like the main tournament I fight in for real. It was either that or we just go to nationals. But at one point in time, I wasn't old enough to like compete in the open tournament. So I always fought in the Golden Gloves. So the Golden Gloves was like probably my main tournament for real. I fought in the Silver Gloves. I about to say I won the Silver Gloves twice, so I'm 2 times Silver Gloves. That's for like juniors though, but I don't really like count my junior accolades for real, because it's like you find little kids for real. So I counted like all my little open novice type tournaments. So that 6-time Golden Glove mean a lot to me.
For sure. And like I said, that atmosphere within the South, man, you're talking about like thousands of people being there. The lights get bright. So it's like even understanding to keep your composure, throughout the rounds and things like that. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like it was a lot. So like even seeing that for you to maintain your composure, to come out victorious, to do what you do, man, I definitely salute that, because it's like, that's hard, bro. That's hard, dog. Like, because you don't even know who's in the audience, and I think sometimes, we can get starstruck and we're like, man, such and such at my fight. Like, wait, what's going on here? Nah, I mean, things like that.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm about to say, with me, I just like being in the spotlight. I don't care who out there. I just like being under them lights. So it's just like I zone everybody out. So I'm not really focused on who they're like Floyd Mayweather. I about to say one point in time, one of the Golden Gloves, Adrian Broner, and they came out there to come see me before. Like, they ain't really hit me. I was just focused on my main opponent for real. Like, once you get too big headed or once you get starstruck, then you start looking terrible. Now it's like, is he really that? Like, that's how they look at it for real.
Right. And just keeping that composure, because like I said, even with that, even after that, I pulled up on you guys at the gym and just seeing the intensity work. And seeing that work out. Like I said, like, okay, man, we just won, but we ain't really win nothing.
Yeah,
like, what you talking about? Like, it's just another day in the office. We got to continue to keep working and striving hard. And like I said, you guys are, keeping each other sharp by like sparring and things like that. How do you feel about like sparring too? Because like, I think sometimes, in preparation, when we're talking about that, I think it's a big deal now in the sport. But like, what is your approach to that? Do you feel like that's always necessary for, preparation with fights, or is there other ways that you can go about preparing, for fights outside of doing that?
Sparring is actually the main important thing in training. I'd rather spar than train, actually. I hate training. Like, everybody around me, they tell you, like, I can spar, I give you 50 rounds straight. But training, when it comes to, like, working out, I hate that. But sparring important because it's like you working on things that you would do in a fight, or, like, you seeing different styles and stuff. So when the fight come, it be easy. So it's like you want prepare for like a fight. You want to do a lot of rounds spawn wise. So like once the fight come here, you're gonna be like, oh, I did this in camp. Like you just feel used to it. Like it's muscle memory, like on things you throw, how you move, how you think and stuff. So spawn is actually important now.
That's what's up. Nah, because, sometimes everybody looks at sparring, they be like, man, okay, he just got hit with this shot. Like, oh, that's big or
now,
whatever like that.
That's different. So that type of sparring, you don't want it always be like a war sparring. Like, it do, sometimes sparring do get out of hand. Like I'm about to knock him out. He trying to knock me out. And then you got some type of sparring that's technical.
Gotcha.
And you got, so it's like, it depends on like who you spot. When you spot people with experience, it's not going to be a war. It's like, when it's these new people or probably like younger kids, they don't have no respect.
Right.
So they be like, I'm about to go ahead and knock him out. So it's just depending on like who you spot out. But no war spawns, they not really good because it's like anything can happen. Anything can happen in boxing. So
right,
even in spawn too though. So even if you have like a war spawn, anything can happen. Say you get cut, now you out to fight. Like now you can't fight. It was one dude, he just fought out Baltimore. He got knocked out. So he couldn't even go to the Nationals just by him getting knocked out, the way he got knocked out. So it's like a lot of coaches, they got to understand though, like all spawn not good spawn though. So I'm about to say, but a lot of fighters got to understand that too though. They got to put that pride away and be like, yeah, nah, we just gonna end this. So yeah.
For sure. And as you're walking around in these environments, like you sat there and said, and keeping your circle close, I think that's definitely important. So like, what makes a boxer, I guess, like successful? Because like I said, being coachable, right? Like you could be in the ring, you could box, against opponents and things like that. So what would make a boxer, it's a 1v1 type of sport, elite, making them coachable throughout the process?
Elite fighter, more so discipline, small circle, hard working. You gotta be a hard worker for real. And you can't have too many yes men around you. That's probably like the main thing. Like you can't have no yes men. You need to have men who gonna put you in check or tell you when you right or wrong. So that'd be the main thing or the downfall on some fighters though. Like some fighters, they just let the hype get to them too though. So that's probably like the main thing. Don't settle for less, cause there's gonna be more to come. Like a lot of boxers, they probably get a belt. Like, oh, I'm a champion now, let me chill. Nah, it's other fighters. It's fighters like me. I'm trying to come get that belt. Then some fighters who probably make a meal and be like, oh, I made a meal off a fight. Let me calm down. Nah, you can end up making 700 mil, 900 mil. Look what Floyd did.
Right.
So it's just more so not having yes men around you and just being a hard worker.
Yeah, and I've seen that at a high volume for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, because you'll sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to just take fight after fight after fight, but I know I'm trying to get better. You know what I mean? Like, some people will be like, man, just go ahead and knock them out. Yeah, but I'm like, man, everything ain't about
not a knockout.
It's not about the knockout.
It's hard to knock everybody out, too, though. So, just go in there and be great. Do you, for real. Do you. You can't please everybody. Just please yourself, for real.
For sure. And I think, also, so, like, when you were coming up, like, watching, boxing and things like that, were there people that you kind of, like, looked at and been like, oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's good, too. So, like, being in student mode, I think, like, how's that look like for you in this process?
It was good. I'm about to say they helped me. Like, my favorite fighter, Pernell Whitaker.
Okay.
Long live Pernell, man, from VA. It was Pernell, Floyd. Those probably, like, I mimicked them in the beginning of my career. And then, Adrian Broner came on the scene, made a name, then I started mimicking him. And then Shakell, now Tank. But I about to say, no funny. Ever since I like turned pro, I just like stopped studying fighters. That's probably that's my downfall though. So I'm gonna get back to square one, man. So I gotta go back to studying.
Yeah, keeping the hunger. And like I said, you named some great boxers, by the way, because I think, like, for me, when I'm watching the sport, like you sat there and said, from Tank to Shakell, Pernell. Like I said, my father, he always talked about Pernell. Yeah. I was watching boxing ever since I was 9. You know what I mean? So I get it. We was watching him. We was watching De La Hoya, Trinidad, all of them. And that's when, like, boxing was just at that gold time where it's like everybody fighting,
now boxing got like watered down. It's watered down because at first UFC took over, Now it's just more watered down because it's a lot of YouTubers and stuff like coming in the sport just boxing. And the crazy thing is, we not mad at them. It's just the fact that how much money they making. They making endless money and they don't really be training. They don't really do what we go through for real. So that's why it's like this sport trash.
No, I mean I feel that. I mean I ain't gonna lie, you know, because I feel you guys on that. You know, to have the YouTubers just come on the scene and do all that. You know, like I said, I remember when Floyd fought McGregor. I'm like, why are we doing this? You know, but that really like kicked down the door for everybody else in a sense.
Yeah.
You know,
and then Jake Paul
like
came and took over for real.
And it's like it discredits you guys because it's like y'all need the look. You know, like
Facts.
I said, you guys are in it, and you guys are literally training and sparring, and it's like, nah, they don't go through what we go through. So why we got to sit there and do this,
man? we've been training for years, probably years since we was young. So the YouTube, they just come through, probably train like a month, fight, make a big bag, go back to doing what they was doing.
And so for you guys, right, like when it comes to like, you know, the fights, the weight class, and things like that, like. The issue I think now is like, okay, so it's so many belts in boxing.
Yeah, it's too many.
It's too many belts in boxing. I'm like, okay, so how do we find out who the best is at the class if it's like, okay, this person's got, you know, 3 belts, this person's got 1. Then all of a sudden we unify and all of this stuff. Like it's too many belts in boxing. How do you feel about that in like the weight classes and things?
It's too many belts in boxing, but to know who the best, I mean, it's really like people's opinion for it. But
subjective.
To know, yeah, I'm about to say, to know who the best is, whoever undisputed.
Okay.
If you undisputed, you got every belt.
Right.
So it's like, but a lot of people not going to be undisputed. So it's hard, though. Like, each weight class is hard because a lot of people not going to go undisputed. Like, some people do have belts. But, like, Tank is one. He got a belt. We say he the best at 135. Then you got Shakell. Shakell got a belt.
Right.
Then who else? I forgot who else got a belt in the weight classes, but they got belts. Then I think Keyshawn just got a new belt.
Right.
They just make new belts, but but to be honest, with me, I really don't care for a belt because a lot of people don't know you got to pay 3% of the belt sanction fees. So I don't even want to do that. I need all my money.
Nah, I got you. And I'm glad that you brought that point up because I think that sometimes people look at it like, okay, if I am a prize fighter and I know I am, do I necessarily need the belt for that validation part? You know what I'm saying? And like you just sat there and said, sanction fees. You know, we talked about Floyd. You know, you mentioned Floyd earlier. Like Floyd, you know, undefeated.
A lot of
TBE,
people don't even know.
Floyd
ain't go undisputed. Floyd never been undisputed.
Right, he never has.
Floyd probably had like WBC. I know you had WBC, WBA, probably WBO. Then he just got rid of all of them because you got each belt you got to pay 3%. That's crazy. So Canelo got every single belt, so I know his sanction fee crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Terrence Crawford too, but you know once Terrence Crawford moved up, y'all see he got stripped within a week though.
Yeah.
Anybody else they move up, they held their belt for the longest though. So them belts don't really mean too much for real now in boxing though.
Okay. No, I'm glad that you sat there and said something like that because a lot of people would probably look at it like, oh yeah, you ain't got the belt, so you ain't stamped.
Look at Ryan.
True.
Ryan Garcia, he don't have a belt. Ryan just got a huge crowd. That's all boxing is though. If you could sell yourself. If you could sell yourself as in not like selling your soul, but like as in selling the fight, bring a big crowd. That's all they care about.
Right.
Like if Canelo was to lose all his belt, he still gonna have a big crowd. He got a whole Mexico behind him.
Yeah.
So it's like
that's a fact.
Tank too. Everybody know what Tank gonna do. We looking for a knockout. He like mini Mike Tyson, so he gonna always bring a crowd. Now y'all see Shakell. He's a champion. He don't bring a big crowd.
Right.
Devin, he don't really bring a big crowd.
Right.
Because they boring for us. So it's like belts don't really mean too much.
Right. So when you're saying like in boring, right? Because I think that's I know what you mean. But I know what you mean. Though, but I know like as far as like exciting.
Yeah.
In a sense, like a sight to see. Like okay, bet if I know it's like a Devin versus a Shakur, it's like, okay, am I going to buy a ticket?
Right.
I know what you mean by that. I got you.
All
but it's
right.
like in the sense of, okay, they don't excite me. They're not an exciting fight just because, like, what do I expect? Okay, you to go all 12 rounds.
All
okay.
12 rounds.
Okay, that's fine. Ain't nothing wrong with that. If I am a fan of boxing, I watch, right?
Now, if you're
but
a
if I'm a
fan,
casual, I mean, if I just know I'm gonna watch knockouts and that's it,
right?
You know what I mean, that's why I feel like it's like, okay, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, so if you're a fan, then it's different. Let me not say boring. They not boring fighters. They technical fighters. A lot of people not gonna want to see that. Everybody want to see a knockout,
right?
Or one-sided, whooping for real.
For sure. Nah, so like I guess now, right? With the fights being like prolonged, because like I said, I know what we had. I think it was like not even last year, the year before that with Crawford and Spence, right? A fight of that magnitude, and then of course of the like Manny Pacquiao and Floyd seeing each other so late. How do you kind of like look at that? You being a boxer, but then also like being a fan, like the build up of these fights and things like that. How do you feel like the collision course is, or do you feel like, hey, I'm in my prime, you're in your prime, we should be able to just fight in the prime, or how do you look at it?
So it's like boxers. It's just if the money right. That'd be the main thing. With Floyd and Pacquiao, Floyd been calling Pacquiao out even when he was at 130 or 135. So he been calling him out. That's when Manny Pacquiao, I guess he's supposed to be like the number one best for real. So he been calling him out. He just ain't never get a fight. So he just moved on with his career. Like even with Boots and Crawford.
Right.
Y'all see Boots not really getting the fight. So he just moved on with his career. Like he don't speak on Crawford no more. Like he don't speak on Crawford too much. Now the Errol Spence and Crawford fight, Errol Spence, he held his word. So he said, before I move up, before anything, me and you gonna fight. We gonna unify. And
right.
Errol, he didn't have to fight him because Errol, he was like number one. He didn't have to fight but he held his word. He felt as though he was gonna be Bud, so he did that. That kind of helped, but it was more so like Tank versus Ryan. That's what started it off. That was like the mega fight, somewhat mega fight, but it wasn't really a mega fight. But if you know boxing, then I guess you could say it's a mega fight. But they started it off, then Bud and them, they like, oh, all right, now we could really do it. It could be the best versus the best. But a lot of people don't want to take an L. That's what it is. That's the main thing. A lot of people don't want to lose, so they feel as though like if you lose in boxing, your career over, which is like that because of Floyd. So if you do lose, everybody like, all right, we off him for real. Like you gonna just lose your popularity and all that.
Got you.
Which is trash.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie though. Like youngins that be losing, like I still be watching. Like you know what I'm saying, Barrios, he cool. You know what I'm saying, he took L's. Cool. You know what I'm saying, Canelo took a loss. Like there's people that took losses and they still, they still tough. And a lot of them actually got better after the loss. You know what I'm saying?
A loss ain't really a loss. It's just a lesson for real.
Yeah, I'm glad that you said that because I think that a lot of the boxers, like you sat there and said, are afraid to take the loss, but it's like, nah, you still are profitable. If you still that, you can still get in the ring and still do that.
Facts.
So this A side, B side, I ain't gonna lie, I've been frustrated about it because I'm like, all right, I got this and you got that. Like, you know what I'm saying? People can make these fights happen. I think it's a lot of promoters in the game too.
They can make the fight happen. It's just the money for real. That's all it is. It's just the money. That's the main thing. It's just the money for real. Like the split. It's basically the splits for real. It's just most of the money. I think so like with Terrence and them, they end up doing 50-50, which is cool. Errol could probably made more. It could have been like a 70-40 type split, but he was like, nah, we just gonna do 50-50 for real. So it's just more so like the money. Like Teofimo, a lot of people don't know Teofimo. All his last top fights, like Lomachenko and all them, he took the undercut, so he made less money for real. So I don't really think Teofimo ever made a meal off fighting yet. So it just be pride and the money for real.
For sure.
Pride and the money.
And like I said, I like T.O. too. I like T.O. as well, man. There's a couple boxers like I said, cool. I was sitting there watching. Yeah, they cool. I just feel like now the best have to fight the best. Hopefully in 2025 we get the ones that we want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, everything start off in March. Tank versus Lamont.
Yeah.
Start off.
That's a hometown fight.
Yep.
That's a hometown fight, and I feel like it's gonna be a good one. I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on that fight. To be honest, I feel like it's a.
Nah, they ain't sleeping on that fight. They sleeping on Lamont. A lot of people sleeping on my boy. That's what is wrong.
Yeah. Nah, like I said, he's a credible fighter. He's a credible fighter.
But so like with Lamont, a lot of people don't know Lamont because he's a tactical fighter. So, and other people as he's a born fighter. So a lot of people not tuned into him for real. A lot of people talk about his loss and his draw with his loss with Jamil Hearn. He could have stopped him, but it is what it is. But bro he's still a top fighter for real though.
Right.
He just tactical. So a lot of people not gonna tune in to it for real.
Yeah, but I think that once again it's just like, okay, at the same time, it's your moment, it's your moment. You ready for it,
It's his moment,
like ain't
though.
nobody really know. Like I said, like even back then, like with Pitbull and Tank.
Mm-hmm.
I had told my homie, I was like, I won't be surprised if this joint go 12. You know what I'm saying? Pitbull got in there and made a name for himself. Sure he didn't get the victory, but know what I'm saying, he made a name for himself.
He made a name for himself.
Same thing with Barrios. Like Barrios walked in there with Tank, and Barrios, he made me a fan. I'm like, okay.
I about to say Mario was just a 140, but Mario was a champion at 140. But a lot of people wasn't tuned in at 140 because it's like, who's at 140 for real?
Right.
So after they fought, he did get a name. After Cruz fought, he got a name and started fighting. He fought Yorgis Gamboa and all that. So he ended up beating them. So that fight helped him. So like it's like it depends on like how you lose for real.
Gotcha.
To them top guys. Like Frank Mai, he was the talk. Now ever since him and Tank fought, Shotty just dropped. Like we don't really hit too much, but he about to move up at 140. So we gonna see what he do if he could bounce back.
It's like everybody moving up to this 140.
Yeah.
Is that where the money is?
No. No, not at all. Cause it's like who at 140?
That's true.
I think Devin.
Yeah.
Devin at 140. Ryan at 140. Ryan really at 147.
Right.
Regis, he retired. I don't think Josh Taylor boxed no more.
Yeah, T.O.'s at 140, I believe.
T.O. So it's T.O. Oh nah, some people at 140. I forgot. My bad. You got Russell.
Yeah.
Antoine. T.O. Matias.
Yeah. They about to fight, matter of fact.
Yeah.
They're in negotiations, I believe so.
Yeah. Devin. Frank Mai. So it's like a cool little top 6 though. It's not really too many people at 135 now.
Right.
So
and that's
like
going to be the interesting thing to see.
Yeah, so it's like they gotta meet up now because there's not too many of y'all. So it shouldn't be no reason for y'all to fight anybody else for real.
Right, yeah. And that's what I was saying as well. Like, because I think, like you said, at 135 outside of Tank, Shakur,
135,
like,
what they got? They got, I think Lomo about to retire.
Yeah, Loma, yeah.
So you got Tank, Shakur, Keyshawn, Andy Cruz. He not really ready yet. Abdul Mason.
Yeah.
He not ready yet, but you got them four for real.
Right. So now as you continue to climb the ladder, it's like, I got to move. Like, I got to move. It will make sense. So, no, I agree. And like you said, if the money's there, they'll make it. You know what I'm saying? They'll make it. So I guess like for you, man, like what you got coming up this year, I know that, you're a goal-oriented person. You know what I'm saying? So what's the goal for you this year? And, how do we take over, you know what I'm saying, the area and take over Storm?
Shit, goal for me is the fight. It's hard for me to get fights, though. Everybody say it's hard for me to get fights, but hopefully fighting for real. Yeah, I know. It's still the same goal. Getting in the top 20. Yeah, top 20. Top 20, top 15 this year.
Got you. Not for sure. And I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm trying to see you fight at, like different places. I know, like I said, you fought in D.C. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I had an epiphany that you fought. Know what I'm saying? That live casino. I would love to see that, man. I ain't gonna lie.
The crazy thing is,
I would love to see that, bro.
He reached out to me too, though. So
I love to see that, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
If you watching, we still waiting on that contract, shawty.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I love to see the live casino bump, man. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like that'd definitely be yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, DC, that's me. DC, that's me though.
Nah, for sure.
That's me.
For sure. And like I said, I think the DMV has so many talented boxers, from yourself to Chaos. Shout out to Chaos for getting
Shout out Chaos.
Yeah, for his first
Nick.
pro win, man.
You got
Nick.
I'm about to say I can.
Kai was getting busy too. Kai been getting busy.
Yeah, No Limit Kai, all them Nick, Irvin, Wayne, Stephon, Trayvon. let's go on for real. Like,
yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of short dog. It's a lot. Like DMV, no funny. So DMV, we probably got the most talented boxers. It go DMV. B more got he got like 1-2, low 1-2. Philly definitely got they got fighters too though. So and then Cincinnati kind of like fell off a little bit. They kind of fell off a little bit, but I'm saying DMV for real. DMV and Philly, New Jersey too. New Jersey got a couple little hitters though.
Yeah,
but I feel as though we probably got the most hitters.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah,
I definitely, like I said, man, like the DMV, man. You know, when they put them gloves on, they don't play.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They don't play.
We got the most hitters. It's just DMV. We can't come together for nothing. It's a pride thing for real. It's a pride thing. I'm about to say so. Like Philly, you know, Philly they support all Philly fighters.
Right.
When it come to us, it's just all right. That's cool. He won. All right, cool. Keep going. So that's the only thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of shade though, because I mean, I'm, you know, like I said, I know personally, like, you know, like the last fight that you had, I'm like, all right, cool, like somebody just come and support their mans and then leave, but I'm like, bro, it's still a fire card, like you still got to catch everybody.
I mean,
I got there early to make sure, like
make
even
sure
the
you
first
see
round,
everybody.
make sure you see everybody and show love.
Yeah,
that's what we got to do, because at the end of the day, like it's a hub of people that are doing dope things. Yeah, they're doing dope things.
Area, so
yeah, and they just need the light. They need the light. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I guess the answer in the middle of the name, like, where did that come from, man? Like, you always felt like, you know what I'm saying, every time you put on the gloves that's what it was going to be?
That ain't even how that came apart. So that came apart because, you know, Adrian Broner was I ain't going to say was. He's still my favorite fighter. I don't care what nobody say.
Gotcha.
You know, he was the problem.
Yeah, he was.
So I just switched it, the answer.
Okay.
I
learned something new. All right.
That's how I came up with it. So, but a lot of people be thinking, "Oh, AI, your favorite." To be honest, I forgot all about AI. He was calling himself the answer.
Yeah,
so
answer like
it was just more
basketball.
so a flip of Adrian Broner nickname for real.
Got you.
That's all.
Got you. Okay, that's what's up. And then like the slogan with the pick your man up, right? Like, was that you just sitting there fighting, and somebody else was like, "All right, you know what? That's what I think." And then that's what the people had went off of, or is that was like, hey, you know what? That's what I'm gonna do.
So to pick your man up, that's a deep meaning for real. I just transferred it over to boxing though, like. So I just been, y'all know my hashtag, y'all know my slogan, hashtag pick your man up.
Okay.
And I just trademarked it. So that ain't had nothing to do with boxing for real. That's something totally different.
Okay.
But now I got something to do with boxing, so.
Right, for sure. Because I was just thinking to myself, like, okay, like, you know, you out there going out there and you fighting, and, you know, people probably just speaking on it, and then that's what they seeing. It's like, all right.
that ain't even how that even came apart, though, but I'm glad it correlated to my boxing career.
Yeah, because, I mean, people were sitting there seeing it at a high level, like, okay, you're going out there and you're winning, and, you know, like I said, you stopping opponents, or, you know, you just breaking it down to the point where it's, you know, one-sided and it's not your fault. It's like, bro, okay, I'm just going in there and just boxing with whoever.
Fact.
That's my opponent. You guys can't get mad at me for that. Fact. You know? So, you know, I salute you for that, man. And like I said, man, the future is bright, my guy.
Future is definitely bright.
It definitely is, man. Bright. So, like, what's the advice that you would give to, you know, the people out here, you know, that are chasing their dreams and things like that, or they don't know where to start? Like, what would you tell them?
All right, so the people that's chasing their dreams, do it for you. Don't do it for nobody else. I can curse on here?
Go ahead.
All right, fuck everybody else's feelings for real. I'm about to say, at the end of the day, it's going to always be you. It's going to always be you. You probably come across like a good 2 to 3 friends who going to have your back no matter what. But do that shit for you for real. Like, fuck everybody else's feelings for real. And what was the other question?
As far as like the people that like, if you on that right path,
that want to start.
Yeah, that want to start. Yeah.
For those who want to start, it's like it's no rush for real. Like you don't need to rush it. Like you got life for real. Just find the right people. If you find the right people who gonna support you, then cool. You be alright. And then after you get your feet in the door, run through it. That's all. That's it. That's all.
Nah, for sure, man. And like I said, man, I appreciate you for like pulling up to, you know, for the youngest, man, and talking to the youngest too, man. I feel like that was definitely dope. So how'd you feel about that, man?
Not going to school. We gonna talk to the youngest. It's funny because I ain't that old, number one. So I was like, dang, I was just doing career day. But you just gotta relate to the youngest for real. Like a lot of them don't care. Like they still in school for real. They be like, boy, you just come up here talking. So it's like you gotta relate to them. I about to say some of them I can relate to. So they was like, a lot of them was paying attention though. Like from my background, they probably come from the same little background, go through the same little things and all that. So a lot of them either gonna pay attention or they not. I know I was one of them kids that did not pay attention during career day in school though. I'd probably be on my phone. I'd be like, I'm waiting for them to leave. So, but it felt good though. I'm for sure doing it again this year. So I got you this year too though.
Appreciate it, man. Like, yeah, nah. And I think the reason why is because, you know, people that they can relate to. You know what I'm saying? That hope. You feel me? I think that's the biggest thing. Like, bringing in the people that they can relate to and knowing that it's tangible. Like, bro, okay, he's doing it. It's possible. I can do it too. Yeah. And that's what I want to show these youngins, and that's why it's important with Grind Hard, Dream Big. It's like, yo, if I can do it, I know you could do it too.
Fact.
Just the spark something. You know what I mean?
You just need the right people around you.
Just need the right people around you.
The right people around you.
Yeah, and that's why I salute you, man, because it's like you understood like the assignment and everything like that. And as you continue to keep growing, like you keep yourself in student mode, and that's why you're going to win. You know what I'm saying? Because you try to learn from everybody around you. And as you continue to elevate, it's like, all right, bet. You know what? I still show you the ropes. I ain't got nothing to lose because the best information to give is just to give that information.
Hey, you don't really take a loss in life. It's just a lesson, though. It's either and just you take a L, take that lesson, and bounce back. Once you bounce back, you ain't never gonna feel how you was when you took that L, that first L. So it's cool. It's cool to take a L though. Like it's cool to take an L in life. You're gonna bounce back even stronger. You're gonna bounce back 10 times stronger.
And I think at the same time, like you'll see who's supposed to be there
around you.
Yeah, who's supposed to be there.
When you take an L,
yeah.
All right. So when you not taking an L in life, you got everybody around
everybody's
you. Everybody love you.
Right.
Boom. So as you take your first L, that's when that showed like who really there for you. So
right.
That's important too, though. Like that's the main thing, because a lot of people they can be around you as long as you winning, and then it just be like a whole lot of fake love. So once you take the L, now everybody true colors coming out. So you need that, so you could be like, all right, once I bounce back, I know I'm not gonna fuck with you. Like I'm gonna drag every time I see you. Every time it's just gonna be like that.
Right.
So that's important too, though.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because like I said, at the end of the day, like they're gonna root for you to win or root for you to lose. Either way, they're gonna still root. You just gotta understand what it's gonna be. And that's why I tell my people all the time, like, bro, like I know youngins that play basketball, they take losses in basketball. Still keep going. Still keep shooting your shots. Same thing with football. Back. Still keep doing your thing. Whatever you're doing, you know what I'm saying, keep going.
Just bounce back. Just bounce back and then just drag on them. That's how I look at it. Just drag on them, man.
Yeah, nah, for sure, man. So, like I said, man, so for me, I know that, you know, I'm going to continue to support you, bro. Like I said, it's been genuine. It's been love ever since. And, like, just seeing that elevation and progression, man. So the best is yet to come for you this year. I don't know how many times you're going to fight this year. We're going to sit there and cross our fingers. Hopefully it's 3. You know what I'm saying? 4.
Hopefully it's 1. Hopefully I get 1.
Man, come on, man. He got to get in the ring, man. Got to get active, dog. You know what I'm saying?
I be over. I be like, man, I'm about to just hang these drinks up.
But you can't do that, man, because there's a youngin' that's watching you that's like, yo, I want to buy a ticket. I want to go.
Man.
So, yeah, I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that it's 3 fights for you this year, man, so you can get active, man. And then, I'm saying, we can see you on them platforms, the ESPNs, the zones and all that, man. Yeah, that's what I'm speaking heavily over my peoples, bro. Like, that's what I want to see. I ain't gonna lie. The zones, the ESPNs, and then, know what I'm saying, them co-main events, like, yeah, let's get to the bag, man, for sure. Stop playing.
I'm gonna make your dream come true with that loud, though, that casino, though.
Yes, let's do it.
It's just not gonna be the people that you want me to fight.
It don't matter. I'm there though.
You want me to fight.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh, so he know.
Yeah,
okay.
We
good though. Yeah. But let's go though. Okay, bet. Say no more.
He out there equation.
All right, that's okay though. That's fine. Yeah, that's our insider. That's cool. But hey, as long as it's fine, that's fine though. As long as it happened though, I need to see that though.
Yeah,
and I need to be like right there. So.
Hopefully it's March. I'm about to say hopefully it's March 1st. If it's March 1st, that's gonna be a great card. You know. Me and Mikhail, that's going to probably be our first time with each other since Golden Gloves, though. So,
That'd be love.
Yeah, that's
Oh yeah,
gonna
that'd be love. Oh
That's
yeah.
gonna be love. And then you already know I gotta have my boy on there, Chaos.
Oh yeah, for
So,
sure. That'd be love. Yeah.
Now the Three Musketeers back.
Oh yeah, that'd be crazy.
So
That'd be crazy.
we try and make some shake and match, man.
Yeah, I hope that's
Hopefully
the
it's
case,
casino,
man.
Though.
Yeah, I hope so. That'd be crazy, man. That'd be crazy, man. Get the date and I'm there. I need to hear.
March 1st. To
Okay.
be honest, that's the date.
Okay.
But we just waiting on if they gonna book us for real.
Yeah. All right.
So,
Well, y'all heard it from my guy, man. Y'all already heard it, man. Know what I'm saying? The Three Musketeers. Know what I'm saying? I rock with all of them too. Like the energy that they bring, how humble they are, man. So many stars in the DMV. If y'all don't know who they are, check them guys out. Cause guess what? Know what I'm saying? Heavy hitters for sure. Promising futures for sure, and the best is yet to come, man. I'm speaking pay-per-view over all of them because that's what I see. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah,
that's what I see. I ain't gonna hold you. For real, man. So y'all already know, man. For everybody that's out there watching, man, y'all make sure that y'all support my guy, man. The answer, Shakell. The answer, Daly, man. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. The harder you grind, the bigger you dream. I said the harder you grind, the bigger you dream, and we out. Yes, sir.